It's not left. It's not right. It's the state versus you. Alex Ansary, Outside the Box.
Tonight we are talking with Jacque Fresco, an industrial engineer, architectural designer, social engineer, and futurist who's based in Florida. Now, a lot of you are no longer in denial that our world, the world as we know it, is in a state of metamorphosis. And there are different people that have been around for a while that have envisioned our society living a different way, more in harmony with nature. Now, Jacque has an optimistic view and desire to create solutions that maximize the benefit of the planet, maximize the greatest number of people, stem from his formative years during the Great Depression. This is where he developed a lot of his ideas that he's going to be discussing with us this evening. To this day, he writes and lectures extensively on subjects ranging from the holistic design of sustainable cities, energy efficiency, natural resource management, and advanced automation. And with that, we will go directly to Jacque, calling away in from Venus, Florida. How are you, Jacque?
Just great, Alex.
Well, thank you for joining me on the broadcast tonight. I brought you on to describe to me and my audience a little bit about the Venus Project and what it is.
Well, first I'd like to mention that William JACQUE has just released The Future by Design, a documentary, which would be available at www.thevenusproject.com. For those of you that wish further information.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about what the Venus Project is. I understand that you were on Larry King in 1974 to discuss some of your ideas.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. The Venus Project is essentially a resource-based economy, meaning where no money is used. As long as you use money, as long as few nations control most of the Earth's resources, you're going to have war, recession, continuously. It's never changed. I want to say this. Whenever you hear the words democracy and freedom, watch out. It means you don't have it. Whenever you hear the word civilization, you don't have it yet. We are not civilized as long as we have war, prisons, police, crime. There's something dreadfully wrong with our culture. And what the Venus Project proposes to do is to declare all of the Earth's resources as the common heritage of all of the world's people and remove all the artificial boundaries that separate people. Nothing less will do in terms of building a sustainable global society.
Now, I'm curious. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jacque.
What the Venus Project is a method, a way of thinking. For example, if you were stranded on an island with $10 million and there was no water, no arable land, no fish, you have nothing. Money is nothing. What is essential is resources. Even if you succeeded in electing the most ethical people in the world in charge of governments, if you ran out of resources, there'd be war, there'd be scarcity, crimes of every kind. So it isn't ethical people that we need, or decent politicians. The problems are technical, not political. And if we ever get that through our heads, the problems are technical, not political. Let me tell you what that means. That means that everything that you have in your home, your electric light, your refrigerators, your automobiles, everything that you have today is a technical development, and it's done by very few people, not the majority of people. So the great things that you have did not come from politicians. And a lot of people do not understand that in the Venus Project, we do not use money. We have access centers where anyone can access anything they need without the need for money. As soon as you get rid of money, you get rid of drug addiction, you get rid of prostitution, you get rid of political corruption. But as long as you've got a money system or monetary system, you're going to have a continuous set of these problems. What is needed, really, is the intelligent management of the Earth's resources. That means that we must live in accordance with the carrying capacity of the Earth, not the opinions of politicians. All nations, from this point of view, are basically corrupt. because they're all involved in the monetary system. When you consider England, for example, where do you think they got all that land? They took it by force and violence. Where do you think we got America from? We took it away from the Indians through force and violence. After we stole all the land we needed, we put up the sign, "Thou shalt not steal." What I'm trying to say is that all nations are basically corrupt. What we need is a new system, a new way of thinking, and that's what the Venus Project is. It's basically a system in which the methods of science, not scientists, the methods of science are used to evaluate the necessities of life for all people. All people need access to those necessities. If you don't provide that need or solve that problem, you're going to have problems. We would have no armies, no police. If you have difficulty with this concept, imagine there was a time when the states were separate and there were militias at the borders of each state because the territories were constantly being invaded. Once all the states joined into the United States, all the militias disappeared, all the territorial disputes disappeared. Do you see what I mean?
I do, yes, correct.
If you live near a waterfall, gigantic, say like Niagara, Sweetwater, nobody steals water when it's available. Now that it's scarce, they put a price on it. You have to pay $1 for a glass of water today. Do you understand that?
Yes.
They have a bunch of scientists, which I call sort of ignoramuses. There's no such thing as a scientist. There are people that are scientific in optics or engineering or chemistry or physics, but you don't have a generalist. A generalist person has a general knowledge of the earth, how it works, not just some specialized field. When you train specialists in our universities, they can be used by government to make weapons of war. There are a lot of people today that are afraid of technology. Just remember that machines don't drop bombs, people do. Machines don't make war, people do.